What's up, kids? Peter von Panda here. Hey, just ordered myself this Prep Trust emergency first aid kit. This actually has the Israeli battle dressing compression bandages. So it's two pack with in a 6-inch case. I'm gonna open it up here. You might say, why do you need that, dude? Well, I have a lot of those smaller first aid kits that I showed you, and they're great for kind of just handling a lot of general small first aid. But if something were ever to go down, and I can tell you, man, we were on a camp out once, and unfortunately, one of our the adults stepped in a hole while walking through the field at night, stepped in the hole, didn't realize it, fell forward, broke his leg like this, and it was a compound fracture, I believe is the term, because then the bone just where it broke just went ahead and poked right out through the back of his leg. It was pretty gnarly and gross, and I guarantee if you have a small little first aid kit, better than nothing, but you're sure going to want something bigger. And these Israeli battle dressings are probably what you want. They may be a little overkill. Kind of nice, fairly hard-sided case here. Big first aid cross right on the front. This is Prep Trust. It's I got these online. You should be able to get these pretty easily. And there are 2 of these battle dressings, and they are very vacuum sealed. I am kind of familiar with them, and I've never, knock on wood, ever needed one. But it's just kind of nice to have, and I would say from if you want to be prepared for life, one of the things that you might want to have are a lot of small first aid kits, but then some real kind of triage types of bandages. So let's go ahead and open the sucker up, and I'll just show you how these things are supposed to be used. All right, so using these things is pretty easy. On the back there are instructions here. You can use it arms, legs, wherever you may have a cut. Vacuum sealed, very light. They have some notches here on the side of this outer package. Just tear off the top. One thing I'll note is that all parts of this thing may be useful. You never know when this plastic might be useful for kind of using as a impermeable bandage. Inside, it is also vacuum sealed. So a lot of times I've heard of guys just actually removing this outer packaging and only putting these in there. But like I said, it's kind of useful, especially if you're going to be in harsh environments where this might get punctured. At least you have another kind of vacuum sealed wrapper for to keep this the bandage sterile here as well. And I would assume there is a little notch somewhere on this package too, although I'm not seeing it. But anyway, looks like right on the side here, you can just tear it right open. So bandage comes out. As you can see, it's kind of like a long gauze thing. There are 2 plastic cleats on the bandage, and I'll show you how those work. So you kind of unroll it, and the thing is pretty long here. I've seen various versions, and then on the bandage itself, it'll have one of these sterile, one of the absorbent bandage pads. So you would put that on the wounded area. You want to be careful, even because the bandage is long, you don't want to drop it in the dirt and compromise it that way. But you want to put this cleat, really, the bandage, which is going to be about, the cleat is going to be in about the middle of the bandage on the back. Put that right on the wound, wrap the sucker around, put this bandage inside this cleat. It's pretty easy, it just kind of funnels in there. And then once you are in there, you want to double back and pull this cleat down and actually turn it sideways. And this little, the crescent moon shaped is now actually going to be pressing down on the wound itself. And that's actually going to kind of create a pressure spot especially as you tighten this up, as opposed to having the pressure even throughout. It's going to focus a little bit of that pressure right on the wound, and that's good because to stop blood loss, you want to create as much pressure as possible. So you want to tie this as tight as possible, but as loose as necessary. So you may be tying it much tighter than I am doing it right here. But you're going to wrap it around, cover that up, keeping it nice and tight all the way around. And then this last plastic cleat has 2 clips on the end here. You're just going to use it to kind of clip around the the outer edge of the bandage and hold it in place. Now the tying of it is actually going to kind of, the wrapping of it is going to hold it in place. You've actually double backed where that first cleat is, so it's going to stay in place here, and I can actually feel really good pressure on my leg, even though I haven't applied this you know, perfectly well, but you know, it should work pretty nicely. So there it is, the Israeli trauma bandage. Peter from Panda out.